In this video, we're going to use Minitab 18 to conduct a hypothesis test about proportions. We're going to do this homework problem as an example. It says, suppose a recent random sample of employees nationwide who have a 401k found that 17% of them had borrowed against it in the last year. A random sample of 100 employees from a local company who have a 401k found that 16 had borrowed from their plan. Based on the sample results, is it possible to conclude at the alpha equals 10% level of significance that the local company had a lower proportion of borrowers from its 401k than the 17% reported nationwide? So first we're going to identify our null and alternative hypothesis. We want to know if the local company had a lower proportion than 17%. So my alternative hypothesis is going to be that P is less than 0.17. And therefore my null hypothesis will be that P is greater than or equal to 0.17. Remember that the null hypothesis is always the one that contains the equal to if it's greater than or less than, or the equal symbol. Now we want to perform the test using the normal approximation. So we have our sample size of 100, 16 of them had borrowed from their plan, and then our hypothesized proportion is 17%. So in Minitab, we're going to go to Stat, Basic Statistics, and then use one proportion. I'm going to change this box to Summarize Data. My number of events is the 16 who had borrowed against their 401k out of a total of 100 in the sample. I'm going to check the Perform Hypothesis Test box, and my hypothesized proportion is the 17% from the hypothesis. Then I'm going to click on Options. I need to change the method from exact to normal approximation. And then I need to change the alternative hypothesis box to match my alternative hypothesis. In this case, it's the proportion is less than the hypothesized proportion. Then click OK and click OK again. Here's my results. I have my z-value and my p-value. So the test statistic is the z-value. And then I want to identify the p-value, 0.395. Now I'm going to make my conclusion. So this p-value is not less than alpha. It is greater than alpha because 0.395 is greater than 0.1. So this means that I cannot reject the null hypothesis. I do not have sufficient evidence to conclude that the population proportion of employees, this is the employees from the local company who borrowed against their retirement plan, is less than 17%, because that was what my alternative hypothesis was.